Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 15 of my Minecraft Regrowth Modpack playthrough. In this episode I'm going to try and continue on some Thaumcraft stuff. I've been doing more bits, and as you can see from the brightness, I'm suffering from some warp effects right now, due to the amount of research of forbidden magic stuff I've been doing. But on the plus side, I've been getting quite far in and I've done quite a few quests. So it's still night time, only just up here in my farm collecting some stuff, and I've got down this lamp of growth, which is really helpful. Makes harvesting things for wither killing and such, because I've made a new wither killing area, so I'll show you that as well. Let's get out of the or what will become sunlight. I'm still a vampire, as you can see here. So just going to make a few skulls. 6, that should be plenty. And I'll show you my new wither fighting area. What I'm going to do, my plan at the moment is I'm going to take these red heart canisters, get some yellow hearts, and convert them. So nice and easy. So at the moment, random effects for me, because if we go into here, actually let's have a look at the quest book so we can show you where I am. I've got some unclaimed quests. Yeah, so as you can see, I've done the jarring revelation. That was easy. And I've made the scepter, so an embossed silverwood scepter, and the silverwood staff core. Probably not going to use the staff core, especially since one of these is going to give me this. So I think we'll go with that one, because I've already got scepter. This is just a core, not a full staff I had to make, so. And to get the last bit, which was the void metal, I had to do some research for that. I can click this now. There goes that effect. So, an eldritch eye. Not sure what this is, I can't remember exactly what that does, so I'll have to look that up a bit. But to get it, I had to get the Eldritch Revelation, this Eldritch Epiphany. And to get the Eldritch Epiphany, that allows you to do the Void Seeds. The Eldritch Epiphany, you have to get some warp, which means I've had to research and create some forbidden knowledge stuff. So I've basically gone and researched everything, probably more than I should have, and now I'm getting attacked occasionally by the Eldritch Guardians. Although actually I don't know when the last one I had, so maybe that was just a temporary effect. But so the other thing, actually, to help with the research, I'll show you a couple of things I set up here. So one, I think I had this last time, the deconstruction table. Very useful, just chuck things down. But I also made a think tank, which was part of the things I needed on the Thaumacraft, or not exactly, I need the brain sanitization so I could get the Crucible of Souls. But the brain sanitization opened up the think tank. The think tank allows you to chuck books in here, and in the bottom you get knowledge fragments. I got 10 knowledge fragments from a full stack of books, so I'm not sure if that's average or what, but it seems fairly reasonable. I can get books quite easily. So once I made the think tank, that gave me a knowledge fragment. The knowledge fragment then allowed me to make a whisperweed, and I have that upstairs, and all you do is put it down by a mana pool. In fact, actually, let's show you, I'll show you this now, and then I'll go down to the wither killing area. Where did I put the whisperweed? Here it is. Change this door around just so I can open it up and go out without getting scorched in the sunlight. Put the whisperweed down here, stand about here, wait a little bit, and eventually it will give you some aspects. There it is. So yeah, very handy. Not going to leave it on because it uses mana from the mana pool. So, and if there's no one standing, there's no point in having it on. So down to the wither killing area, because one of the other things I researched was wand focuses. So as you can see, if I get my wand, which I will need. Good. I made a few wand focuses, and the warded one. And I don't know, if you don't know what this does, it means that you can't break that block. So even dirt, can't break it until you take the one warding off. There's also warded glass. I do have the research for that, but I thought, well, I'm going to make all the wand focuses anyway. This one is very useful. And with this, I can make a witherproof room. So, I've made this witherproof room, as you can see, at bedrock level, so I didn't have to use that much, but it is 5 by 5 by 5, solid sort of construction, warded all the way around, and all you do is you set up the wither inside here, there, put the block down, ward the block, and stand back. And as you see, you don't take any damage from the blast. And he's actually very good. One thing that's actually I just noticed is also really good for killing the wither is the primal wand. I'm going to stand back for that. It does take a bit of energy, obviously, but... And as you can see, he dies very quickly like this. Anyway, so as I said, I'm gathering hearts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just finish off these 2 other withers, and I'll then make these canisters up. and I'll be back when I've done that. See you in a minute. Okay, so the other thing I've tweaked slightly is my essence gathering area. I've sort of added the essential crystallizer up here and stuck some valves on, so I can put a jar here and my golem will still just grab it and put it wherever it needs to go, and anything excess I can just turn into crystals so I can use it later on. So it's still not that automated obviously, but yeah, it's okay. Now, one of the things I got was the node in the jar, but I'm not put that out yet because I'm going to use that node for the next quest on the line, which is hang on, yes, Sinister Thoughts. I need to get a Sinister node in a jar. Now, according to this, you can make a Sinister Lodestone and then you can do node jarring. So I could do that. Actually, I could do that. But there is another thing which you can do, and I'm not sure where it is. There is a way of turning a node in a jar, I think, into a Sinister node. And bear with me, I'll just see if I can find it. Okay, so yes, here it is. Sinister nodes. So from here, get obsidian totems, a Sinister lodestone, and a brain in a jar. And you can actually then make a normal node in a jar into a Sinister node in a jar. So, I'm going to get to work on that. It's moderate forbidden knowledge, so that's going to hinder me a bit. So the other thing I'm going to make, before I do that then, is a Thaumian Fortress helm and the Grinning Devil mask, or Grinning Devil faceplate, which should damp the effects from warp events, so that will make it slightly easier to carry on with this stuff. So I'm going to need to get a few things for this, and yeah, put this together, and then I'm probably still going to want to put reading, and there is another, I'm not sure if it actually, I don't know if I can use the Thaumian Fortress helm with the goggles of revealing for the faceplate one. Thaumian Fortress helm, I'll try that. I might try both. I'll do the Grinning Devil one first since that's more important. And then I can maybe do the helm with revealing on it as well. Or actually, there is another one, because there is an infusion enchantment somewhere. So many things. Thaumic Sight, here it is. That seems quite cheap. 5 levels, Thaumcraft Sight, which allows you to see Thaumcraft stuff. So, but it's an enchantment rather than just having things, so it will limit how much more enchanted it can be. I'll have a little bit of a figure out on what's going to be better for that and get that done. So, back when I sorted that out. So, I'm just preparing the infusion altar for the Sinister node in a jar. I've got my node in a jar here. Interestingly, if I look at the recipe for the node in a jar, it actually shows me the recipe for the sinister node in the jar. So, as you can see, it's obsidian tiles, totems. Oh, I'm being attacked. 1 moment. Witch hunters. Annoying. Anyway, so as I was saying, node in jar, obsidian totem, obsidian tile, braid in a jar, sinister lodestone, and this is alternating totem, tile, totem, tile, totem, tile, totem, tile. The sinister lodestone is a sort of a fairly simple infusion. The brain in the jar, again, fairly simple infusion. The tiles just for obsidian, and the totems, you take the tile and put it in the crucible with some other aspects. So, totem here, tile here, sinister lodestone there, bring the jar there, and I've got my essence here over there, so that just goes, and we'll just let that go. Anyway. Just going to equip this lightning so in case anything tries to attack me again. So that's fairly simple. The rest of the quest, so that will be the sinister node in the jar. Next is node stabilizers. So actually, one thing I was going to say is for the sinister node in the jar, I thought it might be possible just to go out and find a sinister node when I know where 1 or 2 is out in the world, and just jar it up as you would a normal sort of node in a jar, but I did a test and it doesn't actually register that, and as you saw there, it registered this the instant it was finished. So now I have a sinister node in a jar. What I'm going to do with this, and I'm not going to do it right away, but the sinister node makes a sort of has an area where special zombies can spawn. So I think it would be just a nice addition to my mob room. So I'll put it in there, not right now, because I need to make sure that it's not going to cause them to spawn on the surface. Not the zombies attack me, I don't even think these ones will attack me, but at the moment being the level of vampire that I am. But for now it can sit and wait. So that can go there. If I claim that quest though, I get 2 more. Not sure what I'm going to do about those ones. Probably... The other thing I did actually notice in my testing, these aura nodes, I'm going to have to be careful with these because when you place them down, there is a chance they can become a hungry node. And I don't want a hungry node in my base. So I'm going to have to actually make some warded glass, I think, as well. And I'll place the nodes sort of somewhere away from other stuff. Might have to make another room somewhere. I mean, it's a very small chance. In my testing, it sort of took about 20 odd to actually get a hungry node. But, you know, you put that down sort of near this and suddenly that'll be the brain gone and the think tank gone, and yeah, I'd rather not risk that. Although you can just beat them up, so I think I could use them, just use these nodes, but well, we'll see how it goes. First thing to do though is I need to make a node stabilizer. This actual quest requires a node stabilizer and I think it requires the node stabilizer and the harnessing the node transducer, as well as a viz relay. So I'm going to have to make a few things here. In fact, I'm going to need to make possibly 2 node stabilizers, because I'm going to want an advanced node stabilizer. Fortunately, they're not that expensive. So, I'll get ingredients ready for this and see if we can increase this node. Back in a bit. Okay, so just putting in the second node stabilizer I had to build, because to make the node transducer you have to have a node stabilizer. So that goes in here, stabilizes the node. Node transducer goes above. You need a switch up here and I'll leave it down here. So if I turn that on, that way I can deactivate this, and then I can activate this. Now I don't want to do that just yet. Well, we'll do this. Eventually this will give me something slightly better. So, while I wait for that, the quest's there now, so that's done. I can claim that reward. That gives me a lot more node stabilizers. So as you can see, that's gone now and switched out to that. I don't want that on just yet. Okay, so second node stabilizer. I will still need to use one of these, because the other thing that I can make with this is the node manipulator, but it's the advanced node stabilizer that I want, although the quest doesn't actually call for it. So the next part of the quest is trickle charger and a focus on foci, so focal manipulator. Also got some randomly generated aura nodes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to rebuild itself. That's going to take a while. When it gets back up to its normal level, then I'll put some nodes down beside it. Although I am wondering about whether I should make another room for the hungry node in case I get one. But for now, leave this. So let's sort out these next bits. Focal manipulator and viz charge relay. I'm probably going to need to move that if I want to keep that node. So, but let's have a look at those. Focal manipulator. That's not difficult. Might need some more viz. Do I have enough in the wand? Possibly not. No. Need some more fire and terror. Okay. Not a problem. But then again, what about this bit? That's actually even easier. I can make that right now, so I need great wood rods. I've got one vis relay, so I'll do that quickly. 2 greatwood rods. 2 bits of iron. And a relay, where did I put the relay? This box. That can go here. And I'm either going to have to move this or move that. Because that's not enough. It's not close enough, I don't think. I could put it here instead. I'm going to have to reshuffle this, I think, when I move the sort of rearrange where everything goes. But that's this quest done. Gives us more relays. So that's quite useful actually, because then I can just not sure exactly the distance I can do this, but it's I think 4 I might be able to get along. Probably even just 2 maybe. Something like that. So the other bit, focal manipulator. I need to make a primal charm. Yeah, I'm going to need to get some more viz. I do think I have. I've got a balanced shard still, so that's good. So, need some more shards, need some more viz. It's going up, but as you see, it doesn't have any terror. So, it's good, it's not much good. So that is actually okay, that's not too bad. Take off the goggles, I really barely see it. Gonna turn that off. Alright, so because I need to make a primal charm, that's only 25 actually, isn't it? So I can do that. So I'll make the rest of this, make this focal manipulator. And that will finish up, I think, that last part of the quest here. I don't see anything else even hidden here, so we'll just do that to finish up. I shall be right back when I've got some bits. Actually, I've just remembered I've done a bit of an upgrade since the last time. So I've now got 2 skeleton spawners in my mob farm area. And 2 zombie spawners, just to make it a bit quicker for killing mobs, and also because, you know, that way I get more viz for the wands and scepters. So getting close now. Well, still got a little ways to go. Having 2 ones means I can capture as much as possible. And again, because of the necromancer robes, they still don't attack me, which is very handy. And hopefully it will be the same when I put the furious zombies in as well from the sinister node. Anyway, I'm going to carry on doing this until I've filled up my wand, and then I can go back and make the focal manipulator. So, back shortly. Okay, so got a bit of a haul here now. 32 of all the aspects here. I did also make the Thaumian Fortress helm with the grinning devil face mask, so that looks like that. And when I'm wearing that, that reduces the effect of the warp, so that should be good and helpful. Now I've got a focal manipulator. If I place the focal manipulator here, I guess, and I grab a focus, I can increase the power or the cost. So you get 5 levels. This is obviously just normal Thaumcraft stuff. If I select that, as you see, it costs a certain amount of viz and experience. I don't have any of that on this, so I'm going to need to sort out the nodes and the stabilizing and all that sort of stuff before I can actually really make use of it. But that is going to help with that, and it means that I can complete this quest. And that gives me this Peck's Curse Wand Focus, which is really handy because I don't know how else you'd get this. If we look at this Peck's Curse, I don't even have don't have a recipe for it either. Put that in the bag with the rest. Oh, that's actually been upgraded. So it's got potency 2, extend 2, and nightshade. Actually, let's take this, and if I put this here, you can see extendency. So normally Peck's Curse inflicts small handful. This upgrade inflicts all of them. Oh wow. So that's actually a really good version of the Peck's Curse focus. I'm tempted. I'm going to have to see what this does now. Don't know how many of these effects will actually work on undead. But something's happening. Slowed, perhaps. Yeah, definitely slowed. Does a bit of damage. Quite nice. Does it work on... Oh! And it inflicts weakness. That is really good. Because normally, anyone familiar with blood magic knows you have to have something like a demon weapon or a bound weapon to inflict weakness before you can get one of those shards. Peck's Curse Wand inflicts it as well, so that's actually really useful. So, well, I'm going to need to refill this wand, so I'm going to stay here and do that. I'm going to sort out my focuses, but I think check here. It's probably a reasonable time for this video. I was hoping to do the mirror fight, but as you can see, last time I checked with my magic mirror, I'm still the fairest, so I don't have another one to kill yet. So I'll just have to wait for next time, I think, for that one. And I'll probably make an episode around doing that fight. As I said, I've got some ideas for it, so we'll get that sorted out. And yeah, so for now, from me and my grinning devil face. Thanks for watching. Good night and farewell.